Hi, I'm Jenny Barker, naturopath and health educator. And today I wanted to talk to you about how stress can affect your digestive system and cause or contribute to food intolerances. So I chose this topic because I know that many of you are busy and most people lead stressful lives in some way or another. There are many symptoms that you can get. You might be experiencing such as reflux or bloating or stomach pain. You might be getting headaches, and these could be coming from food reactions. And one of the big factors that can cause us to react more to food is because we are stressed. And I know you want to figure out what the cause is of your symptoms so that you know how to get rid of it. So lots of us get stressed in different ways, and sometimes it's just from being busy or rushing. So if you take a mum and she's got 2 children, so she gets up in the morning and she jumps in the shower, then she quickly organises the kids' breakfasts, hurries as she's telling them to make sure they've got everything ready for school. Then she's standing in the kitchen, quickly eats something to eat, no time to sit down because that's not efficient, and she knows she needs to get to work on time. Then she's rushing the kids into the car. Johnny's lost his shoes, so she goes in and helps him find his shoes, and that's like the 10th problem that she's solved already that morning. And then she gets the kids in the car, rushes them to school, looks at her watch to check that she's not going to be late for work, and then gets to work. And by the time she gets to work, she feels like she has already done a day's work, even though it's unpaid. And that's just 9 o'clock in the morning. So that level of stress and rushing, and I know when I had young kids, I was like that, and I was always trying to fill every minute of the day. I can just quickly hang the washing out, or I can just quickly do this job, because it seems like the jobs list just goes on and on. So stress comes from all sorts of things in our life. It doesn't have to be a car accident or someone dying or something big to cause stress. It can just be the busyness of life. But we all respond differently to stress. You'll know those people that are super laid back and not too much seems to stress them out at all. And I know that I am married to one of those people. Which is good for me because it kind of balances me out, thinking, well, I don't really need to stress about all those things because Mike is not. It depends on our past experiences, what our personality is like, and even how our body physically responds. So if we don't have the nutrients that we need for our adrenals to produce a proper stress response, we can get stressed really easily and really quickly. So some people will notice that they never used to get stressed by certain things, and now suddenly they're getting stressed really easy. It doesn't take much at all, just a bit of loud noise and their stress levels are at 10. So there are 2 parts of the stress system. So we've got our parasympathetic nervous system and we've got our sympathetic nervous system. So our sympathetic nervous system is when we're in that fight or flight mode and we're all worked up and we're all stressed. Parasympathetic is where we are nice and relaxed and our body rejuvenates and heals in this state, and that's the state that we should sit in most of the time. But unfortunately, there are many people that are sitting in the sympathetic state. They get stressed and they can't get out of that stressful feeling, and they sit in that all day, every day. And that is not healthy for us, and it can have a real effect on our digestive system. We are made to have short bursts of stress, and our adrenal glands will produce the stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline, and that is just supposed to be for a short term. That is while we are running away from the tiger. And so what happens when we get stressed is the blood will go from our digestive system and it will go to our large muscles because we need to run. We need to get away from that stress, right? So our body does not want to sit and have lunch with a tiger. There is a big stress there. We need to get away. So when the blood goes away from our digestive system because we are stressed, we are not going to produce the digestive enzymes, the hydrochloric acid, the pancreatic enzymes that help break down our food properly. So it's really important that we are reducing our stress and that we're definitely not eating while we are stressed. So there are 4 ways I'm going to talk about today in terms of how stress can affect your digestive system. So the first one is that lack of digestive juices that we produce, whether it's the hydrochloric acid that helps to break down our protein food. Now our stomach produces that. If we don't produce enough hydrochloric acid, then we are not going to break down our foods properly. Then in the small intestine, the large intestine, things are not going to be so healthy. So there could be increased inflammation, or there could be some dysbiosis. So this dysbiosis is when we've got an imbalance of the good and bad bacteria in our gut. And we have a lot of those bacteria and fungi and viruses. There's a whole little world in our gut, and they serve many important roles. So we want to make sure we've got plenty of the good bacteria in there. So once the food goes down our esophagus into our stomach, it then goes into the small intestine and then into the large intestine. We want to make sure that everything is happening properly all the way through. So the second thing that can happen from stress that can affect our digestive system is leaky gut. So you may have heard of leaky gut or intestinal permeability. So this is where the cells of the intestines should be nice. That should be nice and tight together, but they're not in leaky gut. So they start to come apart, and this means that we can start to get food particles going directly into our bloodstream rather than going through the cells and being properly processed. And then we're going to get these reactions to food, and so that creates food intolerances. So the third reason that we can, the third thing that stress can do to our digestive system is that we often, when we're stressed, we inhale our food. We're in a hurry, That mum who was in the kitchen, she was, downing her food, eating it, drinking it as quickly as possible. So we need to chew our food properly, and when we're stressed, we often don't do that. Now, our stomach doesn't have teeth. We are supposed to chew our food properly in our mouth, and that helps to produce saliva, which has some digestive enzymes in it as well. And that means that when the food gets to our stomach, it is in the right state for us to then, for the stomach to then produce its digestive juices and break down the food properly for the next part of the digestive process. So when you are stressed, it is really common that you are eating your food too quickly, which is not good for good digestive health. So the fourth reason is that often when we are stressed, we make bad food choices. So we're going to go for those high carbohydrate foods, because when we eat them, we often feel better, even if it is just temporarily, which is normally the case. Our blood sugar normally drops after we've eaten those high carb foods, because they normally will increase our blood sugar, and so then about an hour and a half afterwards, or an hour, our blood sugar will start to drop, and then we're going to feel pretty grotty, and then we're going to want some more. So often we make the wrong food choices when we're stressed. And the other reason that we can do that is sort of the emotional eating side of things, where we've had a hard day, and don't we just deserve something to make us feel better, because not many other things in the day has made us feel better. So what can you do to help decrease your stress so that you can have a better digestive system or better digestive health? So the first thing that you can do is to make sure that when you're eating, you are relaxed. And so this means that you can then chew your food properly, concentrate on your food. Don't be looking at a phone while you're eating. It is really important that you can focus on eating. So even if you can go out at lunchtime and just sit in the park, on a park seat, and just enjoy your food, enjoy the environment. Even if you only got out for 15 minutes, but it makes such a difference to your stress response. So it'll move you back into that parasympathetic nervous state where you are more calm and relaxed. And then your body is going to produce those digestive juices, so then you will digest your food much better. So the second thing that you can do to help relax yourself so that you're not stressed when eating is doing some relaxation breathing. Now you can either do this just before you eat, or you can do it, I would recommend, twice a day. 15 minutes would be fantastic, but if you're going to do 5 minutes, then do 5 minutes. So just put one hand on your chest, one hand just on your tummy button, and then I just want you to focus on breathing into your lower hand, so the one on your tummy button, so that you're breathing much lower. When you're stressed, you typically chest breathe and you breathe too quickly. So this just calms your breathing down, and calming your breathing down will calm your nervous system. and then you will digest your food much better. The other thing is to make sure that sometime in your day you are getting some joy. So make sure that you have some time when you can do something that you love, whether it's reading, whether it's going for a walk. You know, even for, I know you super busy mums and these mums that have 4 kids or even 3 kids, I've got 2 and that is enough. You know, I don't quite know how you fit everything into your day, and you're never going to get that jobs list done. It took me a long time to figure that out, that I can't wait till I've done all my jobs and then relax, because the jobs are never all done. So make sure that you can just chunk out a bit of time and say to your kids and your family, this is my time, this is my 15 minutes, my hour, whatever it is, please just, you know, let me read in peace, or whatever it might be. So make sure that you get some joy in your day. And making sure that you get outside and get some fresh air. This is really calming for us, and that again will help to move you into that parasympathetic nervous state where you are more calm and relaxed. So by decreasing your stress, you're going to improve your digestion, and then hopefully you will get less reactions to food, and that will reduce your chances of developing food intolerances or developing more food intolerances. Now, if you think that you are reacting to food, then I have a free download, a free guide that you can get online. So if you would like to get that guide, it is called the 10 Essentials that you should know about food intolerances, and you'll find it on our website at www.newmenaturally.com/10 essentials. And it's essentials with a capital E. I will put that link in the comment section below so that you can see that and click on that. And in that guide, I think it's a 12-page guide, there are lots of steps that you can do to that'll help you find out whether you do, you know, whether you think you do have food intolerances. So there's lots of great information in there. But you know, food intolerances can cause so many issues. I'm sure many of you have heard me say before, you know, I went through a lot of pain for many years and had all sorts of digestive issues. So please don't, you know, think that food has no effect on your health, because it can cause so many symptoms, if not all symptoms. There are so many symptoms that are related to the foods that you're eating, because they cause inflammation in your body, and then inflammation causes so many issues. So again, if you would like a copy of the 10 essentials that you should know about food intolerances, then go to our website www.newmenaturally.com/10 essentials with a capital E, and that is free for you to download. All right, I'll see you next time. Bye for now.